Okay, this movie is going to help you correct your Improve It Project 77. So the first thing, I have your file on the right and I have the answer file on the left. The first thing that I need to do in order to work on your file and make any corrections is to unprotect the workbook. So I'm going to unprotect it because the list worksheet is hidden, and I'm not going to be able to unprotect it unless unhide it unless I unprotect the worksheet. So the very first thing I did was on the review is I clicked the protect workbook to unprotect it. Then I'm going to come down here to adoptions, right click, unhide, and I'm going to unhide, unhide lists. So now we see lists on here. So this is asking us to use the bird, cat, dog, rabbit, and use that in our list for our species data validation. Okay, so you'll have to do that before you can do any of your fixes. So let's go back to adoptions and click on where it says dog. So we're going to come up here to data. So it wants it to be a list. So we're going to do data. In the data tools, we're going to find the data validation box, arrow down, and pick data validation. So you get the data validation screen. So right now I can see that you don't have any validation on there, which is why you got all this wrong. So what you want to do is allow from a list, right? So use the animal types on the list worksheet. Do not use an input or error message. So all we need to do is click list, click on source. We're going to come over to the lists worksheet and select bird, cat, dog, rabbit. And I just hit enter. So let's see. So that worked. Yes. So we really could have done that. I just wanted to make sure it worked. We can do that for all of them. So select all of those species. So from, what is this, row 5 through 29. So select all of those, and then we can do it again. So data, data validation, data validation. Let me undo this. Okay, let me clear that one so we can do it correctly together. So start C5 through C29. Data, data validation. We're in the settings tab. We're going to allow a list, and the source of that list, we go down to lists and we pick bird, cat, dog, rabbit. Okay. And now, when I'm on every one of these cells, I have a little arrow that lets me pick one of those animals. Okay, so that would fix your 6A. So I'm going to close 6 up. 7, it's very much the same thing. Set data validation for the city column to use data on the list worksheet without input or error message. So let's go over to lists and see what cities. Okay, so that's in this column A, right? For the city. So when we go to pick our data, we're going to come over here to lists and we're going to pick that. I always like to just kind of visually see and then come back and actually do it. So we're going to select F5 through F29, data validation. Data validation is going to be a list. The source, lists, but this time we're going to pick these city names. And then it doesn't have any input message or error alert, so we're just going to hit OK. So now, once again, on these, I can click that little drop down and I can pick a city. So your 7 is done. Okay, number 8, build a lookup formula in G5 that will okay. So it looks like you tried it, but if you look at the feedback in your attempt, you're looking up F5, which is correct, the city, and you're going to lists, and you have the right range. You just did not make it absolute. So therefore, when you copied it down, you see it's wrong as you moved it down. So to correct this one, all you need to do on your zip code, so yay, this one you did really good on this, is come in here to the A1, A1, B2, B7, select that, and then just hit your F4 key to make it an absolute reference. Remember when we reference lookup tables, we always lock that in. And then okay, and you're good. So then, do we have to copy it down? Let's see, use the sample data. Copy the formula. So now if we move down here, of course there's no city here, but let me put a city in just for kicks. All right, so it found the zip code. So we know that it worked and that it's going to work whenever we start putting cities in. So the big mistake there was not locking in the reference to the lookup table. So that's cool. So fix that and copy it back down. And so that's all of 8. Let's look at 9. Format the cells in the donations column to display the currency with no decimal places. So I am wondering if these mistakes are happening because you did not unprotect the sheets before you were trying to do your fixes, because it wouldn't take anything in that case. It wouldn't let you really save any of that. So I'm wondering if all of this stems back from at the very beginning not unprotecting the workbook. Okay, so let's go through this one. Format the cells in the donation column, okay, to display currency with no decimal place, which you got that. Cell H29. All right, so I'm wondering if you didn't copy it down far enough, because it's only saying H29 doesn't have that. So in order to fix that, let's see. Let's put a number in here. Okay, no, it doesn't have it. And that doesn't have it either. So you did it here. So we have to do Format Painter, copy that format down, and there's my little tests that has the currency with no decimals. So we know that's good. So on that one, all you need to do is format paint that, or select all of the cells and do it either way. So you could select all these and come up here and do your currency and then no decimals. Either way, whichever way, it doesn't matter. All right, format the cells in column A to show short date. And once again, I'm thinking you probably just did not do it all the way down, or it didn't stay because you had the sheet protected. So I'm going to select all of those. I'm going to come up to number, and I'm going to open that up, the dialog box. I'm going to pick date, and it says short date. So, oh well, let's do it this way. Date, short date. And that's it for that one. 11. Determine the custom format used for pet IDs on the animals worksheet. Okay. And then apply the same format to the animal ID on the adoptions. Okay. So for formats in the animals worksheet. Okay, I don't have animals, so I'm going to have to right click and unhide. And I don't see animals. Where is animals? Oh, that's the one you delete. That's the one you delete. Okay, so let me help you fix that since you already deleted animals. Select all of these cells, come up to our number format, and go down to more number formats. You're going to do custom. You want to find the one that, let's see if it's there. There it is. See the 4 zeros? You're going to find that one and then just say okay. And then, like if I just put a 2 in here, it's going to put it in that every one of these animal IDs will be 4 characters, 4 numbers, even if it's only, you know, like I put a 10. Well, there's already a 10 there. So I put a 15 and it's 0. All right, I want to get rid of that so we don't have. Okay, so I think that the rest of these you got, except for 16, where it says select A5 and protect the adoptions sheet without a password. So you're going to have to hide lists again and then protect the sheet. And like, because we undid step 17. So all you would need to do here is, let's see, select cell A5 and protect the adoption sheet without a password. So we're going to do review, protect sheet. Okay. So now it's all protected. And then delete animals, which you already did. So that's good. And hide the list. So that would be the only thing here would be right click and hide. And then you should be good. Let me know how it goes. All right. Thank you.